Hello and welcome back to another video. On today's video I'm going to revisit COMC.com and I'm going to share some tips and tricks and see kind of what I've learned as a first timer over these last 2 months. Hi, we're back. What I'm going to do today's video is go through checkoutmycards.com, comc.com, and kind of revisit some of the things that I've learned as a first timer on there. I started my account about two and a half months ago. I'm actually doing this video as a follow-up because in our first time we ever logged on to comc.com, I recorded a YouTube video and let's see, I've got these sorted by most views, and it was one of our most viewed videos with 389 views. And I've been asked by a few people to have a follow-up to that, so here goes. I've kind of zoomed this in a little bit. This is the Check Out My Cards website. This is me logged into my account, MN Nice Cards. And I'm going to show you kind of what I've learned and what I've been using this for. So if you'll recall, I sent in a lot of kind of low-end autos, a lot of base cards, rookie cards. Basketball obviously has been really popular, and I sent in a lot of stuff that I just wasn't gonna list on eBay for maybe $4 to $10 and take all the time to do that. And so we started this from nothing. I think I put in $400 to kind of cover the fees. If we go down here, you can see how many cards I've actually had added. And so way back in May, we had 156 cards added on May 12th. That was when I did the first video, when my cards were first added. We had another bunch of cards here added on the 26th of May, some more on June. And you can see when they were due, and this is all due to COVID, right? These delays. They were due to be added on these days, and you can see when they were actually added. So some of these were actually, some of them are still pending, and these were supposed to be in the first week of June. But a lot of these were loaded in reasonable time. And then you can see over here all the fees that I've paid. So I'm about, what, 3, 4, 5, almost 600 in fees, which all comes out of your balance. And so it's actually interesting here. If we go to my dashboard, I have about $3,600 in here, and I've paid those $600 in fees. And so you can see here my total sales in the last, I guess, 2.5 months, about maybe 3 months, is $4,000 almost. If you click here, you can see all the items sold. It's kind of interesting to see what people have been buying. It's a lot of basketball cards. Like, here's some really cheap Culver rookies. I think what a lot of people are doing is, I had a lot of stuff up here for way too cheap, and as basketball cards are getting more popular, I haven't been going in and like raising my prices on any of these, and so that's probably why people aren't even sending offers on these. They're just buying them outright. A lot of just rated rookie Prism, fast break Prism. Here's a mosaic Steph Curry that got almost $50. It got bid at $50, and then the fees obviously come out. And so I've been having a lot of success on here. I really kind of like the platform. I'm going to show a few things that I do on here when I log in on a daily basis. Actually, I log in pretty much anytime I get an offer. So these I left up here because I knew I was going to do this video. But for example, this offer is in here. I can click this offer, assuming you can see this. This is for Rodion's Kirkus, and this is a first off the line gold shimmer. Now I had this listed for $60 because it's numbered to 10. I'm gonna go ahead and accept this guy's offer for $40. I'm not holding out for more money on a card that I might not be worth more than that. And so for $40 for me, that's fine. I click accept. That money immediately goes into my balance, which you can see here. Now we're over 3,600, which is a pretty good deal. when you put in an offer for a card, it takes that money out of your balance, so you can't put in more offers than what you have in your balance. And so I like that feature too. This guy buys a lot of my stuff. This guy puts in an offer every couple days on my stuff. Usually something like this where he's trying to get a lot of cards for really cheap. I don't know. Maybe I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe there isn't a way to do it, but every card that I have in here, I think I've gotten an offer for 50% of what I've put it up for. And I always think that's interesting because um, they're people. I don't know. I rarely take them unless it's a card I don't think maybe. So when I first started, I put all the cards up for what I thought they were worth, and maybe that was my downfall. I listed 300 cards for what I thought people would maybe pay for them, and every card I got an offer for half price. And I'm thinking here, why are people trying to get these so cheap? This especially kind of bugs me, right? Like I'm asking $9 for a card that has an SRP on here of 25. I'm asking 25 for a card that has an SRP of 50. I'm not saying that this is necessarily what I should be getting for these cards, but I certainly shouldn't be taking $30, $27 on cards that are probably worth almost over $100. So I won't be taking this deal. This one, you can see I already have the cheapest one up here. This is kind of what I also like to use as a gauge. If you click this right here, it shows of the ones for sale what the price range is, and so mine's already the cheapest one up here. This one I have the only one that's up for sale, so really my price is probably too low. And then this one, I'd probably sell that for $9. But look, again, I'm the lowest person on here, and so I've done that a lot. Usually I'd counter this. I'm just going to reject it right now for the purposes of moving on, because I just feel like that's a really low ball offer. The one downfall, and maybe it's not a downfall, is but you don't have communication with these buyers that are putting in these offers, so you might get the same offer back again on those cards, or maybe you'll put different cards in to another package like that. This is a silver prism. This is PJ Washington. Silver prisms in basketball, especially in the last 2-3 weeks, have all been going up. This guy's offering me a reasonable offer, only 30% off of what I'm asking here. But again, I'm the cheapest, I guarantee it. Yep, I'm the cheapest on here. Somebody's listing the same card for $100. I've got it for 21. I'm not really too interested in taking the lowest offer. I mean, I'll counter with 20 and see what they say. But really what I should be doing is going in here and logging in and raising the prices on my basketball if I actually want to get the full value out of it. Again, here's a base card, Darius Baisley. This guy's offering $3. Sells for $5. I'm not trying to nickel and dime anybody, but I'm also not trying to be I'm not just trying to give my stuff away. One thing that I did want to go over on this video, there's a lot of really cool features on here. The one thing I didn't know when I started, I really didn't understand all the fees. And so when you're talking about starting a new submission, if you go in here and you go start new submission, which I have to do here before the end of the month, you put in that your information's correct, and then you can choose which cards you're sending. So if you want to do current year cards, which have to be 2019 and 1920 dual year cards, they have to be shipped by August 31st, or else you're going to pay a higher fee. They're 35 cents per card to get them in the system. Once you get them to COMC, when you set your price, you have to add 25 cents to each card for shipping. So that's money that you're not necessarily getting also. There's a bunch of other ways to submit. This is the best way to do it, though. Getting the current year cards, 35 cents a card. You want to ship them without a top loader or a card saver or a one touch or anything. They have to be either raw or a penny sleeve. And that was kind of interesting too. When I was deciding what I was going to send in, most of the stuff that I'd send in was already in top loaders. So I spent a few hours taking cards out of top loaders, most of the numbered cards, low end autos, because they have to be in raw or a penny sleeve. So that's interesting too. That's one thing to make note of. And to jump around too much here, but when we go into when it's time to actually cash out, and this is really interesting too, which I wasn't aware of, you can redeem your dollars. I've got $3,600 in here. You can redeem it for store credit to blowout, which I think is a really interesting idea. But you have to pay a lot of your, I guess it's 10%. If you want to take $25 to blowout, you got to pay 10% in order to do that. You got to purchase $25 with $27.50. If you want to pull out $1,000 to blow out, you got to pay 7%. So the more money you're taking out of your account to add to a blowout gift certificate, the more money that you take out, the less the fee is as a percentage, which isn't terrible. But you're talking about losing $70 just to get your money, which, again, there's got to be fees. I get it, but I didn't know that either when I started. So that might be a turnoff for people if you're using this video to kind of see how all this works and you're like, I don't want to pay that fee. If you don't want to get a blowout, I'm going to show this too. If you don't want to get a blowout gift certificate, you can go in and you can request a PayPal deposit, and again, you're hit with a 10% cash out fee. So if you cash out $250, or say I wanted to do the whole thing, say I want to do $3,500, and I want to get out and I want to take my money, I want to update, I have to pay $350. Just, it's so sad. I worked so hard. I mean, a lot of the cards I'm selling on here are $3, $2, $5, $1 cards, and to lose $350 just to get the money out is a little depressing. But that's the rules. That's what it is. That's what you sign up for. So I guess down here, if you go to request a check, this is what I find interesting too. PayPal, they're charging 10% to cash out. If you want to request a check, it's the same 10% cash out fee, but there's another fee on top of it, a $3 check fee. So there's lesser fees to use store credit for factory sealed cases, sets, supplies. Again, this is what we already talked about. This is the blowout store credit. So really, you're paying a fee regardless. I don't know. I wouldn't request a refund, but you're paying. In order for me to get the majority of this back out, I got to pay $350 just to get it, which it is what it is. I'm kind of over it. I was a little frustrated at first, but at the same time, like, a lot of this stuff was just cards that were sitting in boxes in my basement, and I was previously kind of giving them away in a way, and now I mean, really, $3,600 in stuff that would otherwise be sitting back behind here, not doing anything. So I'm definitely going to be submitting more. I'm definitely going to be using this site as a way to kind of offload some of that stuff, especially the $1 to $20 cards that are kind of time consuming to sell otherwise. And I think it's a good service. Don't get me wrong. I just think people need to know when they get into doing this how many fees are actually involved. So that's kind of another thing that I wanted to touch on here. The other cool thing that I just did, I just did items ready to ship, and maybe that's why they're not in here anymore, because I literally just shipped myself some cards that I bought on here, and so I've been doing some buying on here too. You can see like some Sekou Dimbuya's base prism. So let's go in here really quick. I'll show you what this looks like. If you want to go in here and you want to look for a certain player, there's some graded cards. These are sorted by highest value, but you can go like ungraded. And I'm searching Prism Basketball right now, base cards, ungraded. Then you can go to a certain player. So say you wanted to hop on the Bull train. I don't even know if you can right now, if he's not. I wonder if his cards are all purchased and they're not for sale. Maybe Bull. Let's see what comes up here. There he is. So people are selling his raw base prism for $20. $20 is the cheapest. And what's cool is when you're in here, they have scans of both the front and the back. You can zoom in. you can kind of see, okay, centering looks okay. This is, sometimes there's a reason they're the cheapest. Sometimes it's just somebody wants to get theirs, to move theirs first. That's why mine are usually the cheapest, because I'm just trying to move some stuff. But so if you wanted the bowl, you could do that, and then they've got all the other ones on here. And you can see down at the bottom like who's actually selling the cheapest, how many of them are on here. If we go back just to look up the base prism again, there's probably some values in here, although again a lot of this stuff has been going up. You can just click on Jackson Hayes, for example, pull up his stuff. Here's his variation, here's his base card, and then here they've got excellent to near mint. So this is they already know, they've already flagged this one as not being as good a quality. I'm not saying that buying anything that's not flagged is going to be perfect. A lot of times there's probably reasons that people send their stuff here and not sell it otherwise, but like you can tell here some of the centering isn't ideal. Like if you're buying this card off COMC to get it home and send it off for grading, you're going to be disappointed. So you kind of got this one too, drastic centering issues. This one too. So there's a reason a lot of these are cheaper, right? The range is $5 to $25. I'm guessing the centering gets a little better the more the people are asking down here. This one's a little better. So that's kind of one thing I've been using it for. The last thing I want to show here, if we go back to my dashboard, this is kind of cool, I think, in my opinion. You can see over here, in summary, I've got 945 items in my inventory with an SRP of almost 3,500. That's stuff I have for sale. But there's also, of those 945 items, 511 of them don't have an SRP. So it's ones that either haven't sold on here or however they calculate that. So my total asking price of all the stuff I've got on here, I've got like almost 1,000 items. I'm asking almost $10,000. That's not unreasonable given that 511 of these don't have an SRP. I'm sorry, I have 937 for sale. This is 8 of them don't have an asking price. Lastly here, I kind of wanted to show just a quick refresher. We did a lot of this when we first did our video, and I'll put a link in this video to go to the first one. If you haven't seen the first one, that we go over a lot of the basics, and all of it was very new to me at the time. So you can search here by recently acquired. You can filter. So what I'm going to do, just because I was going to do this anyway, I might as well do it on the video, is stop clicking so much. I want to filter this by acquired long ago. And so the reason for doing that is the inventory that is going to pull up in order of how like stale it is, in my opinion. Like if it's been sitting here a while, I probably should look at lowering my price. So for example, like first one that comes up, this was probably one of my first uploads. It's Kevin Garnett. I'm asking 25, or excuse me, I bought this on COMC. I'm asking 25. The lowest somebody else is asking is 20. I'm going to lower my price to be 18. Let's see, Kevin Garnett here. Somebody's asking 3. I'm asking 4. Maybe if I ask 3, it'll sell. Or at the very least, I'll start getting maybe some offers for these things. And I'll just go down through here. The whole point of having these cards on here for me is to get rid of them. Like if they're on here and I've sent them in, I don't want to deal with having to bring them back. You know, here's a Fanatics Durant. Now I'm guessing what's going to happen is I'm going to get offers on some of these because now all of a sudden I'm the lowest asking price. And so I'll probably get some really lowball offers. People will offer me 50% of what I've listed it at. And in some cases, that's probably fine. In others, I probably want to hold out and get what kind of closer to what I'm asking. But you can see some of these are drastically off. If somebody else is asking $2 for this card and I'm asking 15, it's never going to sell. So I kind of got to be realistic too with some of these. If the goal in fact is to move it, somebody's asking 20 cents for a $2 card and I'm asking 64. I'm never going to sell that, and I'm never going to take 20 cents either, probably, unless there's a reason to do so, I guess, just to get it out of the inventory. But anyway, this is what I'll probably spend a bit of time on today, and not do a whole video on this, but kind of going in here and seeing all the inventory that I've had on as long as I've had it on, and lower a lot of these prices, so that I'm asking the lowest. Here's a Vlad Jr. Somebody's asking $13.75. I'm gonna ask 12, and then if somebody offers me 9, maybe I'll take it. Stuff like that. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I haven't decided how I'm gonna cash out. I imagine if I take this $3,000 and get blowout credit, and then even if I'm only paying $70 per, I'm still paying $210 to get $3,000 to spend at blowout. But in this market, I could turn that into basketball cards and hold it, and potentially make a lot of money. So there's positives and negatives to this. I think overall, COMC is a very positive experience for me. Just kind of a little surprising on all of the fees. Like, everything you do has a fee. So as long as you're aware of that when you go in, you'll be just fine. So with that, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. Thanks for watching. I do really appreciate it. Leave a like on this if you, or a comment if you have any suggestions. Please subscribe, and have a great day, guys.